WLS.
This morning with Jake Hartford and John Cass, smoked water, one of the dumbest food trends of 2012.
And we'll have some local nominees for the Darwin Awards of Stupid Criminals.
That's this morning at 9 on 89 WLS.
Frank Calabrese Sr. won't be on that list anymore. The 89 WLS box office opens every Thursday, giving you a chance to win tickets to an upcoming show or event. Later today, we have your chance to win a pair of tickets to see the Bodines this Saturday at the Rialto Square Theater in Joliet, courtesy of Nightlight Promotions. Tickets are on sale now at all Ticketmaster outlets or online at Ticketmaster.com. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. Dan Proft, along with Congressman Adam Kinzinger, who is sitting in for Bruce Wolf. And we are now joined by a real-life small businessman. There are a few still left in Illinois. Jerry Halterman runs HR Imaging in Ottawa, Illinois. Welcome to the show, Mr. Halterman.
Hey, Jerry.
Good morning, everyone. How's everyone doing up in Chicago? And Adam, what are you, pardon me, doing in Chicago? Why isn't your butt in Washington?
Yeah,
seems
join
to be
the club.
Yeah, right. That's a chorus this morning.
There was this thing called Christmas, and I imagine that we're going to be back there pretty quickly.
Now, Mr. Halterman, you say that you want to run your business privately. You want to be competitive with your competitors, not your government. What do you mean by that?
Well, that's quite clear. We have so many things going on, and let's look at reality here. We did our payroll this week. We're paying all our employees, about 280 of them. Tomorrow they will get automatic deposit in their checking account. But we don't know how to do payroll for the next 2 weeks. We don't know how to do withholding. We don't know how to do our health care deductions. It's a train wreck, and it's not fun anymore being in business.
Well, and Jerry, this is your congressman, by the way. One of the things that I think is kind of the untold story here is, of course, we don't want taxes to go up. Of course, we want to reduce spending. But one of the things that's really hamstringing you, and frankly, folks like you, is just the uncertainty, the unknowing. And, I think there's got to be a point at which both sides have got to understand that, you're going to have to flex a little. Democrats are going to have to flex. Republicans, frankly, have to flex too. People don't like to hear it, but we've got to govern. And what we've done is frozen the private sector and made it impossible for you to plan because we're not governing. What's your thoughts on that and just the general uncertainty?
Well, sometimes I sit down at night and think, I wish none of you would just go to work, stay home.
Right. Right.
Don't go to Washington, D.C. Leave us alone.
No man's
can't get it done. Nobody's getting anything done. I'm tired of it. You just can't operate this way. I guess the president has left Hawaii now to go to return to Washington, but nobody else is going to meet with him. I mean, it's ridiculous. You can't make this stuff up.
Well, and the interesting thing from our House perspective, we've passed stuff to handle this fiscal cliff. Really, if you look at where the stall is, it's in the president to an extent, but it's really in the Senate and Harry Reid. He hasn't done anything. What's it now, 1,200 days since the Senate's even produced a budget? So
1,300, yeah.
Yeah, I don't even know why they, what they exist for. So, I mean, but, it's been pretty crazy.
What about the unemployment insurance policies? What about the Medicare reimbursements? The doctors aren't going to get paid. This is not a pretty picture.
How does, Mr. Halterman, how does Obamacare, I mean, you have 280 employees, so you're certainly triggered. How does Obamacare impact what you're going to do with your employees' health care coverage in the coming year?
We met with our insurance providers, I believe, maybe 10 days ago, and it's sort of up in the air. It gets to the point where you scratch your head and think, if you're working 40 hours a week, you're going to now work 25 hours a week, so we don't have to provide all this stuff. We can't afford it.
Yeah, see, this is the real issue, right, is that the new work week is going to be 27 hours just to stay below the threshold, so everybody is going to be a part-time or an underemployed employee where they've got to have multiple jobs to cobble together a salary on which they can live and raise a family.
Well, and that's another thing people I don't think understand that Jerry, you do is So you're going to have all this skyrocketing expenses as a result of Obamacare and as a result of government policies. So you have two choices. You either cut your expenses, which is, and unfortunately sometimes personnel costs, or you have to skyrocket the price of your goods. You start skyrocketing the goods, your competitors come in and put you out of business. And it seems like this government, of which I'm a representative of, has gotten away from the idea that the free market is where jobs are created, where wealth is generated where taxes are going to come through. If you're successful, you're going to pay taxes. If you're not successful, you're not. And we've just gotten away from it. And it's great to hear also from a small businessman who does this every day and can tell us what's going on and how he feels.
Well, and we hope that all of you will look out here and see some of us that are putting up with this on a day-to-day basis. It's not fun anymore.
Mr. Halterman, you've been in business for 40 years in Illinois?
Yes, that's correct.
And so what keeps you here in Illinois? I mean, we were talking a lot about federal policy, but what about state policy and its impact on your business?
Well, I hope that I would like to take Chicago out of the state. But I don't think that'll happen, and I think we really need a complete new government in Springfield. That's probably a bigger clown show than what's going on in Washington.
Right, and so the kind of the distribution of impact on your business, is it more the state and local policies? Is it federal policies? Is it hard to distinguish at this point?
I think you'll go more. We're impacted more by the federal, what's going on federally right now. The state of Illinois isn't a big part of our day-to-day operations, but it's going to be. You can rest assured of that.
And what about talk a little bit about the nature of your workforce? Again, 280 employees. Are you looking to expand or hire more? Are you looking to contract? Is it uncertain based on the uncertainty of federal policy? Where does your business stand?
We really are just concerned about staying in business like we never have. We've had to cut expenses. Our customer base is not purchasing like they used to purchase, but we're hanging in there. We're doing it on a day-to-day basis, and now we've got to getting beat up by the federal government. It's not any more fun.
Well, let me ask you this question too, Jerry. If I could make you dictator for a day, and you can change whatever policies we have, what would be the very first thing you would do? From a small business perspective, what would be one of the very first things you would do to say, hey, make my life easier?
Stop spending.
Yeah.
Stop it.
There it is. Very succinct and very common sense, which you expect from a successful businessman. Jerry Halterman from HR Imaging in Ottawa, Illinois, thank you very much for joining us. You just heard from Representative Adam Kinzinger. I'm Dan Proft. We'll be back with more after this.
89 WLS. 89 WLS.